Hey folks, how's it going? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this NECA Toys Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers action figure. I'm a huge horror fan and a massive fan of the Halloween franchise, and I've definitely been slacking on the horror figure content here on the channel. As much as I love Spidey and other comic book characters, horror is my favourite genre of film, and I want to feature that on the channel a bit more, and these NECA figures are the perfect opportunity to do so. We've taken a look at quite a few in the past, but it's certainly been a while. I posed this Myers around not that long ago and it was a lot of fun, so it's definitely one I wanted to feature here as well as post over on the Instagram page. I have the H20 Michael pre-ordered, so we'll take a look at that when it arrives, as well as the Terrifier releases, and I'm sure many other NECA figures that are on the cards. Let me know down in the comment section where Halloween 6 ranks in your listing of the franchise, because perhaps an unpopular opinion, I put it up there as one of the best. Yeah, the plot is an absolute mess, but for me, it is a sort of so bad it's good situation. The atmosphere feels peak Halloween, the kills are good, Myers is on form in this movie, and after 4 and 5, I just found 6 to be a lot more fun and interesting. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and let's get into the video. So let's start by taking a closer look at the box here. This is the typical NECA Ultimate window packaging style that we're used to. At the top it says "Terror Never Rests in Peace." Probably the most popular image from the movie on the front here, looking really nice. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, Ultimate Action Figure. At the top we get that title again, NECA in the bottom right, warning in the bottom left. We get this side of the box, and then we get the other side of the box, bottom of the packaging, and then the back of the packaging, really showcasing the figure and some of the stuff that is coming with it. And with that being said, let's check it out. So starting us off, we get the sign that we see at the start of the film. It's a nice solid plastic, it's got a nice ground effect to it with some greens and browns, and it looks really cool. Definitely a cool set piece to use in your pictures and displays and whatnot. And along with that, we get this cardboard cut out Michael Myers. Of course the kids kind of pin this to the sold sign, and the dad freaks out. So it's really cool that NECA are including this. That's what I really like about these movie figures from NECA. It's almost as if they are fans of the film. Of course they are fans of the film as well, and they're able to give us these wee Easter eggs that we see throughout the movies with these figures, and it adds to it. It really does add to the overall fun factor and value of the figure. I think with every NECA Ultimate Michael Myers release we have gotten a pumpkin included. I might be wrong on that, but it does seem that way for the most part, and this one is probably my favourite so far. I love the sculpting on this one. It looks gnarly. You can see the candle in the middle there, and it sort of lines up with his nose. Yeah, I love the paints on this. The top, at first I thought that was a button. On the 2018 Ultimate Michael Myers, the pumpkin lit up, so I thought that was maybe the same here, but that is just the sculpt. And I mean, it makes sense. Of course, you carve open the top to put the candle in. And so yeah, this looks really cool. We get a lot of interchangeable hands with this Michael Myers figure, so I'll run through them quickly. This is a sort of holding hand for his right arm. We then get another 2 holding hands, one for each arm this time. And I guess these are just to hold the different interchangeable weapons that we are about to take a closer look at. Again, just slightly different sculpted holding hands. A lot of purple paint on this one. We get these 2 knives, and to me these look identical. I don't know why we get 2 of these. I'm not complaining. For me, when it comes to action figures, more is better, but one could have maybe had some blood on it. I don't know why we get 2 of what seemingly looks like the exact same knives here. They are very nice. I like the detailing on the blade. The handle looks really good. But yeah, we don't get a bloodied knife here. I feel like one of these should have had blood splatter on it. Could probably custom something up myself, but yeah, we get 2 of these knives. We get these candles, which again are going to look really cool with the display if you're using them in photos. Sculpted really nicely, painted really nicely. NECA do these wee things the best, and it's really cool to get just wee things like this with the figure. We get this loose mask accessory, which I think's great. We've not gotten this from any Michael Myers figures before, I don't think. And I think it'll go really well with not only this figure, but with other NECA Ultimate figures. You could have Jason or Art the Clown holding this as if he's won a battle with Michael Myers. That's what I'm thinking anyway, probably how I'll use it. But the sculpt here is great. You know, they've not spared any attention to detail on this loose mask accessory. It's just as good as the one that is ported onto the figure at the moment. I like the sculpting here, how you could probably sit it along the ground like that with it being flat on this side. And yeah, looks epic. I love it. We get the syringes that Paul Rudd uses at the end of the film, looking pretty cool here. We get the wee bag of beads. A pretty old, dirty looking axe. We get this crowbar, and on this end you can see there is some blood splatter there, which I think is the first weapon we've seen with any blood on it. We then get this large knife that Michael uses in the hospital scene, and I did think that was quite funny at the time, because this does not look like surgical equipment. We've got this nice blood effect along the blade. Again, I like the shine on the blade. The handle's looking pretty good here. Yeah, I like this weapon overall. I think it is going to look really good with Michael Myers, but it's funny how he picks it up in a hospital. Lastly, we get this alternative head sculpt for Michael here, and I think this head sculpt looks great. This is actually probably my preferred mask of the two. It is referencing that scene at the end of the film where Tommy beats the dookie out of Michael Myers and this sort of green ooze starts coming from his mask. I think the green is coming from the syringes that we just took a look at, and it's not just a snot blast went wrong. I did use this quite a bit in my photos. I do think it just looks like a really cool sort of battle damaged, battle worn Michael Myers mask, as opposed to specifically referencing that scene from the film. But yeah, comparing it to the head sculpt that is on the figure, both of these look really good, but there's just something about this alternative one that I prefer. And then we have the figure itself, and as I said at the start of the video, I had a lot of fun posing this figure around. I think it's probably the best Michael Myers figure that NECA has given us so far, and I'm really looking forward to comparing that to the H20 that's coming out. I believe there's also a Halloween Resurrection figure on the way. I'd seen pictures that I think came from Comic-Con, but I've not went out my way to confirm what I saw, so take that with a pinch of salt. I don't think there's been any official announcement yet, but that could be really cool. Of course, we have never gotten a 78 Ultimate Michael Myers figure from NECA, and at the moment I'd say this is the closest we've gotten to a 78 Myers. This mask is definitely reminiscent of the first film. It is different, it doesn't quite look like the 78 mask, but I think they've captured the look of the mask from Halloween 6 really well here, and this is probably one of my preferred masks. I do prefer this to the H20 mask. Definitely prefer it to the Halloween 4 and 5 masks. Probably even prefer it to Halloween 2. I'm going to say that this is probably my fourth favourite Michael Myers mask after 78, Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. Love the Halloween 6 mask, and they've done a great job capturing it in figure form here. You can see the hair at the back of the figures, got some nice paint, got some nice sculpt, and yeah, overall the mask looks really good. Got some nice paint shading going on, and just hitting those angles from posters and reference photos in my pictures, I think this comes across really well. The boiler suit is a lot brighter than any other Michael Myers figure as well. I think I do personally prefer the darker colours on the boiler suit, but it is a nice change as well. I'm glad we're not just getting reuse after reuse when it comes to these figures. They are each unique to their own film, and that is something to really look forward to with these NECA Ultimate figures. The paint in the hands are definitely got a lot of attention to them. Sort of purples and browns over that flesh tone that really make it pop. Got the feet here, you've even got some added paint, some scuffage and whatnot in that shoe. And yeah, posing this around, I do think it has a bit more articulation to some other NECA figures that I've seen as well. We've got double jointed elbows here. A lot of the figures I feel like have the single joints, but you've got the double jointed there. Good range of movement in the legs, especially twisting them round. Had no problems getting him to stand. He does have a single jointed knee. And so yeah, using all the interchangeable parts, all the weapons that you get here, this thing is just top notch. So to compare our Curse of Michael Myers figure to a couple of others in the collection, first up we've got the Halloween 2018 NECA Ultimate Michael Myers. And I do feel like the head sculpt on this one is on the small side. Comparing it to the Halloween 6 Myers here, you can see his head is a lot larger, but I do think it looks better overall. And again, the boiler suits are completely different. You've got that much darker blue compared to this much lighter blue, almost grey colour with Halloween 6 here. And so, again, I like how NECA's mixing it up, and you can see the sculpting on those boiler suits are different as well. Then on the left we've got a Rob Zombie, much older NECA figure, and on the right we've got the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 78 figure that was probably the last horror figure that we took a look at here on the channel. I do like how this scales with other NECA figures, but the posability is non-existent. That is why overall I do prefer NECA, and hope we still get a 78 Myers from NECA in the near future. I would love to see an ultimate release of Rob Zombie's Michael Myers here. Again, not very poseable, but he still looks pretty good, and he's standing a lot taller than our Halloween 6 figure. And then here he is next to our NECA Ultimate Part 3 Jason. And so there we have it for our ultimate NECA Curse of Michael Myers action figure, and this is definitely my favourite Michael Myers figure in this scale. I know there's Mezco figures out there, they are quite pricey, and unfortunately I don't have any in the collection at the moment. I would love to pick up the 78 Mezco Myers figure, because I'm sure it is a brilliant piece. Again, lots of accessories, weapons, and I think with the Mezco figure what I'd be hoping for is a bit more articulation, because these NECA figures don't have the best range of movement, but for the price point and everything else you get with the figure, I've always been more than happy with them. And if someone was to ask me what Myers figure I'd recommend, it would definitely be this one right here. Again, I just love how the interchangeable parts and accessories feel like they're coming straight off the screen. It feels like this has been made by a fan of the film, and I think that is such a nice touch for collectors and other fans of this franchise. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this figure down in the comment section below, and what else do you want to see from NECA? What ultimate figures do you want to see coming out in the future? We've got Art the Clown from Terrifier, we've got H20 Myers, perhaps Resurrection Myers. I'd love to know what you guys want. What do I want? What do I want to see from I want a 78 Myers. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I really want a NECA Ultimate 78 Myers. What do you guys want? And also rank the Halloween films. I'd love to know your guys' rankings. For me, it's probably gonna go, right, I'm on the spot here, Halloween 78, Halloween 2, I'm then gonna go Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween 6, Rob Zombie's Halloween, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then, have I said them all? Did I say Resurrection? I really don't like Resurrection. Let me know your guys' rankings down in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please hop on over to my Instagram page. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, where I'll definitely be posting some pictures of this Myers figure over there. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check out any of my other videos. There has been a few NECA Ultimate videos out there, probably more than I'm remembering. There's probably a lot more NECA videos than I think over on the channel page, but I'm aiming to post a lot more, so stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that like button if you've liked this video and haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip flop later. Cheers.